analysis. In cricket, the ODI series between the West Indies and England starts today. Journalist Paul Dennett is with us. Hi, Paul. Welcome to Talk Sport. What sort of shape are England in, would you say, in the 50-over game? Inconsistent?
Hi, Jeff. I think that they're in very good shape, actually. They lost to India in India, but plenty of really good sides have done that in the past. Their form before that was fantastic in the home series, and I really think that they're actually favourites to win the upcoming Champions Trophy this year in England, so it could be a big year for the England one-day side.
No Jake Ball or Alex Hales for this game due to injury. What sort of loss do you think that they will be? Obviously, Tom Curran's been called up, but Owen Morgan says Stephen Finn is going to start.
Well, Finn's the interesting one because in prospect for years now he's been, he's like a taller version and a faster version of Glenn McGrath, but he's consistently just not quite delivered as much as England fans would like. So he gets another opportunity now to potentially force his way into the squad for the Champions Trophy. And Hales is a big loss, but I think he'll be back when the matches that really matter come by.
So no Hales at the top of the order. It looks like it's going to be Roy and Billings, and that, well, on the face of it, seems fairly explosive.
It's magnificent, isn't it? I mean, England were disappointing in the 2015 World Cup for precisely that reason, that they didn't have that explosive power. In these two, you've got two of the most exciting guys in the world. Jason Roy, with his record, he could do absolutely anything. He could light up the entire summer ahead.
Yeah, well, England, just looking at the sort of the dynamic of the England side, there's a new Test skipper in Joe Root, but there's an ODI captain in Owen Morgan. How do you think that particular dynamic is going to work out?
I think it'll be fine, certainly fine initially, because it's the status quo as far as the one-day side is concerned. And I suppose that down the track, let's just say that Joe Root has a wonderful summer as captain, and potentially if the one-day side doesn't do so well, then as the 2019 World Cup begins to loom, there could be some pressure to make Root the captain in both formats. But at the moment, I think Morgan is a powerful leader, and there'll be no friction there.
Looking at recent stats, England have won, I think, 9 of the last 10 ODIs against the Windies. What can we expect from the West Indies? T20-wise, they seem to be pretty awesome, but in the 50-over format, how would you judge them?
Well, the difficult thing is that they're not going to pick their best side. They seem to have this self-sabotaging attitude of not picking their best players for curious reasons. So a couple of their players have played in the Pakistan Super League recently rather than play in front of tiny crowds in their domestic 50-over competition, and they've excluded them. So Marlon Samuels won't be playing for that very reason. So they've had weak form of late, and with that hanging over them as well, it's hard to see them beating England, but they do keep on producing talent, and they've got a couple of guys like Evan Lewis and Alzari Joseph who could be anything. So it should be an easy win for England, but you can never be sure.
Of course, it's the Ashes again next winter for us. How are you guys viewing the state of English cricket at the moment?
Well, I think that we view the batting lineup as very powerful, and I think that had England come out here this summer, they may well have won the Ashes quite convincingly, because Australian cricket was in disarray, but suddenly they've snapped it back together again, and they're suddenly a very powerful side. So unfortunately, the calendar's done you no favours, because I think this time next year, Australia are going to be very hard to beat. But, England are a much better side than the sides that used to be sent out in the 1990s and get thrashed. They're certainly not beyond the realms of possibility that they could cause an upset.
That's brilliant. Thanks, Paul. We will chat again soon for sure. That's cricket journalist Paul Dennett with us. Regular updates of West Indies against England across the day here on Talk Sport. Still to come before 6, the back page.